everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I, of course, am just another heavy metal maniac, and today I'm doing kind of a slightly different video. This is going to be a response slash contest entry. So for those of you who may not be aware, or who in case you didn't notice, recently a great YouTuber named George G's Room of Rock recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, George, if you're watching this, which hopefully you are, congratulations, my man. You are a truly terrific channel. You deserve all the subscribers you can get. And to anyone who's watching this right now who isn't subbed to George G's Room of Rock, leave a link to his channel down in the description below. Definitely go check it out. He makes a ton of videos, got a great, huge collection, way bigger than mine. And yeah, all around super solid dude, just great videos. Definitely go sub to his channel if you are not already. But yeah, so recently he surpassed 1,000 subscribers, and he decided to make this kind of little contest type thing, and he gave us in the metal community two separate tasks. So we're going to get those both out of the way in this video. So the very first task that he gave us to do is relatively simple. All you have to do is spell out two words using albums in your collection, and those two words are none other than 1 and 1,000. So you have to spell out the words 1 and 1,000 using just albums from records in your collection. And he said that you could use either the titles of albums or the names of the bands or a combination of both. Me personally, I've gone with a combination of both because I feel like it gives me a chance to talk about a couple more stuff rather than just going with just one or the other. I've done a mixture of both because I thought that'd make it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, it was kind of a bit restrictive on my options because my collection is still very small, but it is ever growing. So yeah, you know what? Without further ado, enough of my rambling. Let's just get right into the first part of this little contest entry, and we're going to be starting off with the word 1, obviously. So my first pick for the letter O is an absolute classic album, and I've gone with all tapes for the word 1, and I've gone with a mixture of CDs and vinyl for the word 1,000. But the very first album we're going to be talking about is none other than Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. I mean, yeah, this album is an absolute classic. Really doesn't need much of an introduction. Arguably one of the greatest metal albums of all time. I absolutely love this album, and this is my first pick for the letter O. O for Operation Mindcrime. And the second album we're going to be showing off is the second studio album from this Arizona-based thrash metal act. Recently showed off this album in a recent collection update I did because I own this album on multiple formats. I have this album on cassette and vinyl. I went with the tape for this though just because it's easier to pull out. But it is Flotsam and Jetsam's No Place for Disgrace, my favorite album by Flotsam and Jetsam. Yep, again, I absolutely love this album. Yes, the production's maybe like a little bit thin, but yeah, I still just absolutely love this album. One of my all-time favorite thrash metal albums, and this is my pick for the letter N. N for No Place for Disgrace. Next up, we have the letter E, and I've gone with another album I recently showed off in a collection update. It is Satanic Warmaster Exaltation of Cruelty, the latest offering from this pretty legendary Finnish one-man black metal project. Yep, I really dig this album. Could have possibly made like my honorable mentions for my year-end list because this came out in December 2024, so right at the tail end of 2024. But yeah, this is a killer album, and my pick for the letter E for Exaltation of Cruelty. So that is that's the first word out of the way. Now we must move on to the word 1,000. Now, as I said, I went with a combination of CDs and vinyl for the word 1,000, so let's just get right into that. First time I'm going to be discussing is Regurgitation, Tales of Necrophilia. One of my favorite death metal albums, especially in brutal death metal. I think this album is absolutely just insane, riffy, just brutal as shit death metal. Really a lot of old school death metal vibes on this too. It's brutal, but for someone who's really not into brutal death metal, I feel like they could really get into this because it has a lot of that old school death metal kind of charm to it. But yeah, I love this album. This is my pick for the letter T. T for Tales of Necrophilia. All right, next up we have the letter H, and we have none other than the band Helloween, and this is the only Helloween album I currently own. I know, shame on me, but this is their debut, Walls of Jericho, and yep, this album is absolutely a classic. One of my favorite Helloween albums, songs like Murderer and Victim, Cry for Freedom, Phantoms of Death. Yep, I love this album. I do prefer the two albums that followed this, the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums, but nonetheless, this is still a really awesome album, and this is my pick for the letter H. H for Helloween. We gotta go with our first vinyl here. I thought I forgot the letter O for a second, but nope, it's just under the CDs. So this is technically an EP, not an album, but nonetheless, I went with this. So our first O is none other than Opiate by Tool. This album is actually quite important to me. Or again, I know it's technically an EP, but regardless, this is quite an important release for me because this was the first metal album I ever bought with my own money. And I know there's still kind of debate as to whether or not Tool is a metal band or not, but this is definitely one of their heavier releases. Like, this is just, like, it sounds like, you know, Sweat and Hush and the Title Track and Jerk Off. Like, it's definitely one of their heavier releases for sure. But I do have a pretty strong connection to this this EP, or album, whatever you want to call it, just because it was the first metal release I ever bought with my own money. So always be special. That's my pick for the second letter O, O for Opiate. Just put that right there. Now for the letter U, this was a thrift store find. This album cost me a total of $1 Canadian, so I got this dirt cheap, but it's a pretty damn good album. Whoops, it'd be good if I did not drop it. This is Kyalisa and their album Ultraviolet. Sorry about the sticker. I tried to get it off, but it just was like not coming off, so I just left it there. Kind of adds character, I guess. But yep, this is Kyalisa from Savannah, Georgia, if I recall correctly. Sludge, doom, kind of like psychedelic metal. This album is a bit more kind of psychedelic and kind of stonery than some of the other stuff, but still a pretty damn good album. And again, $1, figured why not. And yeah, I think this was a pretty lucky thrift store find. So yeah, that's my pick for the letter U, Ultraviolet by Kyalisa. All right, and next up we have the letter S. And I've gone with none other than the OG none other than the OG pioneers of Aussie extreme metal, Sadistic Execution. This is their second album, We Are Deaf, Fuck You, which is just one of the most aggressively Australian titles I have ever heard. And yeah, Sadistic Execution, one of my all-time favorite bands, really. Again, these guys pretty much, these guys pretty much pioneered everything in Australian extreme metal, like black metal, death metal, thrash metal, grindcore, all kind of fit into those realms, and you get little hints of all those genres on this album. This album is just bonkers and chaotic and just vicious and violent as all get out. And yep, I absolutely love this album. I love this band. Pretty much every album they did, what I think is absolutely stellar. That's my pick for the letter S, Sadistic Execution. Now for the letter A, which is right here. I've gone with an album that I showed off in the very first video I ever made because I got this at my local record store. It is Venom's At War with Satan, their third studio album. Definitely, I would say their most ambitious album. While I do prefer the first two to this one, I do still really, really like this album. Like, I mean, the title track is like this, you know, giant 19-minute epic of a song. Like, that's a borderline prog song, and that song's really good. Other really cool songs in here, but yeah, Venom At War with Satan. It's definitely a classic album, without a doubt. That's my pick for the letter A, At War with Satan. Now we move on to the second to final letter, the letter N, and we have actually a recent pickup. I have not shown this off in a video yet. We'll probably show it off in my next collection update though, when I get my hand on more stuff. But it is Stradivarius and their album Nemesis. This was another recent find from the local record store. This is so far the only Stradivarius album that I got my hands on, which is a damn shame because I fucking adore this band. But yeah, this album is really, really good in my opinion. Not my favorite by them, but still pretty strong effort. Definitely for like their later material, I think this is a pretty strong effort. Love like the album cover and stuff. Nemesis, N for Nemesis, it's a damn good album. All right, and finally we have another recent pickup that I got actually at the same time as I got this Stradivarius album, and I have not shown it off yet, but I will show it off right now and probably again later in a collection update once I get more stuff. But for the letter D, we have the band Damien Thorn and their debut album, The Sign of the Jackal. Yeah, I think this was a pretty lucky dollar store find, or sorry, not dollar store find, record store find. Yeah, Damien Thorn, for those who don't know, heavy metal, kind of speed metal, kind of in that realm. You kind of maybe call them US power metal a little bit too, but yep, this is a pretty damn killer album, and yeah, not much to say. I think this is a damn good album, and I'm kind of happy I have it now because this is a bit of a more obscure band from everything I've gathered, but still pretty damn cool release, and that's my final pick for the letter D, Damien Thorn. All right, and that is the words 1 and 1,000 spelled out using albums that are in my collection. So yeah, that's the first part of George's little contest that he started here. Now, the second part of the contest is to shout out some other metal YouTubers. So I have compiled here a list of 10 metal YouTubers. I've thought about doing more, but I didn't want to make this video like overly long. So if anybody here is a fellow like YouTuber and I didn't shout you out, please don't. It's nothing personal. It's just, you know, I didn't want to make this video because there's probably like 50 channels I could shout out, because there's a bunch of metal YouTubers who are just way better at this than I am, way more just, you know, better at pretty much just everything about YouTube, honestly, way more knowledgeable than me, way bigger collections than me. But yeah, I decided to pick 10 specifically because, yep, I just feel like 10's a pretty solid number. And the first shout out I want to do, I'm actually going to be returning the favor, I feel like, in a way. This first shout out goes to none other than my good friend Levi, aka Thrashmaniac99. Yep, he shouted me out in this contest, so I thought I would return the favor to him because, yep, he's a great guy. We've chatted a bunch, we hang out in live streams all the time. I've made responses to him, and, yeah, all around, he's just a super, super solid dude. He's funny, he's got a great sense of humor, he's very knowledgeable, he's got a great taste in metal, and, overall, yep, just a really, really awesome dude. Levi, if you're watching this, I appreciate you and I love you, my man, and I cannot wait to live stream with you again. Hopefully we're not going to be talking about Demolish, right? We've covered that. We're all past that. And yeah, so that's the first shout out to Thrashmaniac99. Now my second shout out is pretty much the channel that I would credit mostly for. It was the channel that pretty much inspired me the most to create my own channel, and that channel is none other than the Thralls of Metal. Now, I think everyone watching this already knows who the Thralls of Metal are. They are way, way bigger than me, but they deserve all the subs they can get. They are genuinely just a great group of guys who just love, you know, very passionate, all things metal. They are insanely knowledgeable, especially Necrotic Nick, who I've had the pleasure of hanging out with in a few live streams. Real down-to-earth dude, just super funny. I absolutely love that man, and I love all the other boys as well. Hopefully I'll get a chance to meet them someday. But yep, the Thralls of Metal, pretty much the YouTube channel that inspired me the most when it came to creating my own channel, because there were just, you know, 5 guys that were just bullshitting, talking about metal and shooting the shit, and I was like, hey, yeah, I could maybe do that as well. So yeah, big shout out to the Thralls of Metal. Great, great, great group of guys. Love them. Now, my next shout out I want to give is to one of my earliest and most long-time supporters, the man who comments on damn near every single video I have ever made. But God, I love that guy. I appreciate the dedication. And that man is none other than Tony, aka Tainted Lord 87. Yeah, Tony, if you're watching this, which hopefully you are, I absolutely appreciate you. You discovered my channel when I had like 5 subs or something, just some tiny, I was just like the most nobody YouTuber that there was. But you were one of my earliest supporters. You've pretty much been there since day one almost, and you've always been a longtime supporter of mine, and you're a great YouTuber in your own rights, and I appreciate you. And yeah, overall, great guy, great, you know. Again, I appreciate you, how long you've been supporting me for, and it's just really, yeah, thank you, Tony. You absolutely deserve the shout out, and I hope nothing but good things come your way. And the next shout out I want to give to is another channel that's been a long-time supporter of mine, one of my earliest subscribers, again, back when I was just a tiny, wee little channel. And that man is none other than S&T Yun, or better, he's probably better known as Steve Sakura. Yep, again, he was one of my earliest supporters. Like, he found me when I was like, I probably had like maybe like 30 subs or something like that. And yeah, I was just a tiny little YouTuber, like really didn't have much going on. But he found me, and he's been, you know, a consistent supporter of mine. And yeah, again, super knowledgeable dude. He has a great, great collection. Again, way, way bigger than mine. And yeah, he's just another great channel, you know, just shooting the shit, talking about all things metal. He's very, very passionate. He's been in the scene way longer than I have, as will have pretty much, I feel like, most of these other YouTubers. But yeah, great guy, and just great channel overall, and he deserves as many subs as he can get, and especially since he's been doing this for years. So yeah, go show him some love without a doubt. And Steve, if you're watching this, thank you so much again for the support. You are absolutely awesome. Now, another channel I want to shout out is perhaps a bit more of an up-and-comer, although he's been making videos for like a few years now at this point, I think. But yep, it is none other than my other good friend, Mr. Boss Antelope 86. Tristan, if you're watching this, you are absolutely awesome, my dude. And yeah, again, he's very passionate. He's still kind of branching out more into metal. He's still kind of, dipping his toe into a lot of the other stuff. But overall, yeah, he's a great dude. He's funny, and he's very passionate about stuff. He loves metal. He loves wrestling. I've chatted with him and, in live streams and stuff. Overall, he's just really down to earth, really kind of chill guy. And I really appreciate him. And Boss Antelope, if you're watching this, you are, again, keep up the good work, buddy. And again, maybe still kind of trying to find his footing a little bit. But I think for what he does a pretty damn good job. And he's got his passion sorted out. So, yeah, Boss Antelope, keep up with the good work, man. And I appreciate you. Now, the next shout out goes to a great Australian bloke, great guy. I chatted with him a bunch, and it is none other than James over at Stormwind79. Just great guy. Really super friendly, super, again, just down to earth, and chatted with him a bunch over like Instagram and stuff, and he's responded. I've made videos. Like, he's responding to my videos and stuff. He's a just all around really great guy. Again, super knowledgeable, big into all things black metal. Like, his favorite band of all time is Marduk. So yeah, a lot of the black metal stuff, which I love black metal. So yeah, but he's also a fan of like a lot of like classic rock stuff like Kiss. And yeah, overall, just great channel, great guy. And yeah, good old Aussie bloke. And yeah, overall, James, if you're watching this, again, you're awesome, and I absolutely appreciate you for supporting me and for just being a great channel and all. Now, the next shout out I want to give is to none other than another great Australian bloke, and this is actually a channel I discovered only earlier in the year because another YouTuber, who I will mention later on, directed me to him, and that YouTuber is none other than Mr. Maddox Deep Shadows. Another great Australian guy, and very entertaining guy. Like, just kind of with his accent and just kind of the way he speaks and the way he conducts himself. Overall, his videos are just very entertaining. He's just got he's just quite endearing and, very kind of, I guess, stereotypically Australian. But overall, he just seems like such a really great dude. And again, he's got his passion sorted out. He's big into the black metal, but he's also big into other stuff as well. So I've been diving more into his videos, and overall, he's just a really entertaining, really just awesome dude, very knowledgeable, very big collection and all that. So yeah, anyone who's not subbed to Maddox Deep Shadows, I have links to all these guys' channels in the description below. Definitely go check them out because they all deserve all the subs that they can get. Now, the next channel I want to shout out is none other than the channel that made me aware of Mr. Maddox Deep Shadows. And this channel is, again, no secret to the metal community. He's been around for quite a while. He's definitely, I think, one of the more well-known figures in the metal world. And, but yeah, he's overall a pretty damn good dude. And that is none other than Liam, aka the Death Doom Metalhead. Yes, the man who knows all things Doom. And Doom metal is my favorite genre of metal, so I can always go to him for great other Doom metal recommendations. And overall, yeah, again, he's pretty much a veteran of the scene. He's been making videos for a long ass time. He really doesn't need me to shout him out, but I think he still deserves all the subs that he can get, because again, he's just a great guy, great videos, very knowledgeable, very just everything, and all the buttons he talks about and stuff. And yeah, overall, Liam, if you're watching this, you're just really awesome dude, and I yeah, look forward to seeing your next videos. So yeah, I'll be tuning in. The next two channels I want to talk about are channels that I think are pretty underrated and definitely deserve far more subscribers than they actually have. And the first channel I want to talk about is Mr. Furious Metal. Yeah, so Furious Metal, yep, he's just another great channel. It makes a few videos a month where he just talks about, his favorite albums from each month, and he talks about other things as well. Talks about, all sorts of different bands, talks about, death metal and black metal and all this other stuff. All around, again, super knowledgeable dude. I will admit I don't know him like too well. Again, I only discovered his channel fairly recently, so I'm not too familiar with him. I'm still diving more into his back catalog, but from what I've seen, he's very knowledgeable, just great videos, and overall, all around seems like a pretty damn great guy. So Furious Metal, if you're watching this, keep up the good work, and I hope you gain far more subs than you already have. Now, the next YouTuber I want to discuss, his first videos were, looking back on his channel, his first videos were from like 13 years ago, but they were just like concert videos, and it seems like he's more recently dived into making like kind of more proper like metal videos, and that channel is none other than The Pit of Doom. So yeah, he's been making like videos for like the past few months now, it seems, and he's been kind of, dipping his toes in more into like the whole you know, dipping his toes into the whole more metal thing, because again, he has videos from like 13 years ago that are just like kind of concert videos. But yeah, he has only, last I checked, he only had about 89 subs, which I think is criminal, because honestly, this guy is pretty damn good at what he does. And yeah, he deserves far, far more subs than he has. And overall, I think his content is just pretty damn good. So yeah, the Pit of Doom, if you're watching this, I hope you get a lot more subs, and I really, really enjoy your content. And yeah, just overall, keep up the good work, my man. All right, so those were the shoutouts I have. Again, there's so many more YouTubers I could shout out. You know, like I could, you know, I'll rattle off just a quick few. You know, shout out to the Dreadful Minutes, Rick. You know, he's all around just a really good dude. Shout out to I'm Kaya, who she hasn't uploaded in a while, I don't think, but I've had the pleasure of interacting with her on Discord and stuff. She's all around very, very sweet lady and super, you know, really, really good videos and all that. Really great Twitch streams as well. Another bigger YouTuber, another absolute veteran who doesn't really need me to shout him out, but I want to do it anyway. Jimmy from the Block, you know, great guy. He's all big into all things brutal death metal. He's gotten me into a ton of other great brutal death metal bands that I otherwise might not have even discovered. He's pretty much the brutal death metal guy of YouTube. Again, if you love anything to do with brutal death metal, you should already be subbed to Jimmy from the Block, and if you're not, you need to rectify that right away. But yeah, Jimmy from the Block, shout out to him. You know, just shout out to all of the guys, all right? There's so many other great, great metal YouTubers out there, and yeah, like I'm blanking on a couple of them right now, but point is, all of you in the metal community, all of you are great. All of you are passionate. All of you make great, great videos. All of you are, for the most part, very just excellent, down-to-earth people, except for Music of Destruction, which you're probably not watching this, but if you are, fuck you. But everyone else, you're absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to everyone who supported me. Thank you to everyone who just makes videos. Thank you to everyone who just uploads videos talking about the stuff they're passionate about, and I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, so yeah, once again, shout out to George G's Room of Rock. Congratulations on hitting 1,000 subs, my man. Hopefully you'll get much more. And if you're not subscribed to George, go subscribe to George, because again, he's a great YouTuber, very knowledgeable. Again, way, way bigger collection than mine, because my entire music collection can fit on one shelf currently. But I'll get more music, so you just wait. And you know what? And yeah, really not much else to say. That concludes this little video of mine. Real quick, I do have channel memberships now. If you are interested, they are only 99 cents a month. My current perks are members-only live streams, which we'll be doing one once I get a couple members, and exclusive emojis. So if you are interested in supporting me, you don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it. Again, only 99 cents a month, and the link is down in the description, because I don't know, if they made it weird to like join it. Like you only hit the join button in like the browser or something. It's a whole weird thing, but yeah, if you do want to support me, I would be very grateful. And yeah, follow my Instagram to keep up with new albums that I pick up, and just general life stuff, I guess, and cute cat pictures if you're into that. And yeah, really not much else to say. That concludes this video. I am just another heavy metal maniac. I'll see you all sometime in the future. In the meantime, all of you take care and have a great day. So long.